What's going on, guys? This is Sage from SageNtheRage, back with another Overwatch video, and today I want to change gears a little bit. Instead of having fun playing the game, I wanted to talk about the newest hero, Moira. So, Moira just got announced at BlizzCon, and she's a new support, and I wanted to talk about maybe what her place in the meta is going to be. So, first of all, let's talk about what Moira does. She is a little bit of a damage support, but not quite as hard as Zenyatta is. Her main thing is that she has a cone of healing that she can cast out that will provide healing to everyone who's within the cone, and after the cone is taken off of someone, they get a short heal over time. So I think this really provides Moira with a high sense of burst healing, as opposed to something like a Mercy that's constant, or, Ana that's more modular. You shoot out a few darts, heal someone back up. But Moira, because of how her healing works, she actually has a resource she has to manage. She builds up Biotic Charge by dealing damage to enemies, and then she spends it by healing allies. So this means that you can't just keep spraying your cone out 24/7 and heal your team up constantly. So it's a bit of a resource management. The other ability that she has in regards to healing is this orb. She throws it out, it bounces around, and will heal everyone within a certain radius around it until it's used up all of its healing. So this leads me to my comparison between Moira and the other supports currently in the game. So let's just start with Mercy. I don't think Moira is going to replace Mercy. It's just, they're two different healers. Mercy is your consistent healer. She has the Resurrect, and her ult, even with the coming changes to Mercy, is still going to be really strong. So I don't expect Moira to replace Mercy's role. Also, there's Lucio, and I think Lucio's kind of his own game. You pick Lucio when you want value out of his mobility and the mobility he provides your team. And obviously, Moira doesn't do that. So that leaves us with Zenyatta and Ana. And I think this is where you're going to run into your real questions on who do I pick. So let's start with Zenyatta. Zenyatta is probably the weakest of the healers in regards to straight healing. Harmony Orb is nice, but you find it really difficult to keep a whole team alive with Harmony. But where Zen lacks in his pure healing, he makes up for in damage. Discord Orb is a huge boon to the team, and Zen himself can frag out like no other healer, so he provides a lot of value there. But where he lacks is mobility. So where Zen is really good in like a dive comp, I see conversely that Moira you're really going to see shine in like a triple tank, a big death ball formation. Because she looks like she's specializing in burst healing. Which leads us to, who do you pick for your burst healing? Ana or Moira? And I think this will all depend on a niche pick. Ana would be more applicable if you're dealing with a lot of ranged threats. Things you have to take out at a distance. Your Widows, your Pharahs, and all that. But Moira, on the other hand, is a hero you'd want when you've got a lot of up-close and personal DPS to deal with. Your Roadhogs and your Reapers. Because Moira, while her damage isn't super high, she does alright, but her burst healing can potentially outpace the enemies, and her ability to heal multiple people at the same time means that you can really keep a death ball comp together and healed up. Not to mention, to gain more biotic charge, she needs to be in close so she can attach her beam to them and start siphoning off some energy. So she's going to really want to be dealing with your close range threats. Now lastly, I really want to talk about Moira's ultimate. Coalescence is interesting. Its damage isn't quite as powerful as the trailers would lead you to believe, but it's still solid. So where I think you're going to want to use this most is where you can get both your team and the enemy in one straight line. You don't really want to be using it to heal your team specifically or damage the enemy. You want to try and get both, but when push comes to shove, you got to do what you got to do. Now, I want to actually quote back to a video by a YouTuber named Coach Sexy. He made a pyramid of alts in Overwatch. There are pretty much 4 tiers to it. At the bottom, you have your spammers. These are the alts you can just throw out whenever, just give value. Things like, Tracer's alt and Junkrat's alt. Sometimes you hold on to it for combos, but most of the time, you're safe just using it. Next is the openers. These are the big alts that will, you can open a fight with, and it could just solve the whole fight. Things like Zarya's ult is a great example, or Soldier's ult. Next, you have the closers, who you really want to use to finish off a fight. Stuff like, Ryan's ult, Reaper's ult, McCree, and all that. And then finally, you have the turners, which are the ult you save when things get out of hand. You want to shift the fight back into your team's favor. Torbjorn would be the prime example of that. So would Zenyatta's. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I wanted to talk about where does Coalescence fit in this. In my personal opinion, I view this as either a turner or a closer. As in, you're using this ult to finish out a fight. You don't want to spam it because that's just a waste of an ult. And you don't want to open with it, because if you open with it, well, the healing kind of goes to waste. So I think really what you want to do is use it to close out a fight. You want to, for that last push, keep your team boosted up, take out the enemy, and just deal with them. So, in closing, my opinions for Moira is she's going to be a bit of a niche pick in the meta right now. I think you'll see her more in like a death ball kind of comp, and, that sort of build, maybe a triple tank. And I think the 2 heroes she's going to be competing with a slot for are Ana and Zenyatta. She's pretty much going to be the close range alternative to a Zenyatta. Pretty much where Zenyatta's great for dive, you're going to see Moira be the death ball equivalent. So those are my thoughts. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And as always, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.